Hello people, welcome back to the channel. This is the match reaction for Arsenal 2, Manchester United 0 in the Premier League. The Gunners got the job done. We didn't even play our best. I'd say we were in first and second gear for large parts of that game, especially in the first half. And we could have been 2-0 up in the first 8 to 10 minutes. Martinelli had the ball in the back of the net after a poor clearance from Onana, and the ball got played into Havertz, who was too slow to get back on side. If he just took a step forward, he would have got back on side and it would have been 1-0, and it could have been nasty because Man United would have had to come out and open up a lot sooner. Then, not too long after that, Thomas Partey, free header, beautiful delivery from, I believe, Declan Rice, and I don't know what he was doing. He saw the ball coming the whole way and he headed it with his shoulder wide. And majority of that first half, Man United, they were very comfortable. We didn't really put them under too much pressure. The only other opportunity I can remember is Gabriel Martinelli. He was one-on-one with Harry Maguire, and instead of proper driving at him and trying to create a real shooting angle, it was just lazy from him. Poor finish into Onana's hands, and that was it for the first half. Man United pressed well, kept their shape. You could see what they were trying to do. They just didn't have nothing going forward. Garnacho, very wasteful. Højlund, yeah, he just likes to wrestle and try and get into a fight. And then Mason Mount, yeah, they were quite ineffective. Bruno, I didn't really see him. You could say it was mostly the back five and Ugarte. That's who was doing the majority of the defensive work for Manchester United. Second half comes, and you knew Arsenal, they were going to respond. They had no choice. They had to respond because that first half was played in first to second gear. They weren't moving the ball quick. Man United had their number. But we started pinning Man United back, making sure they had less possession in that second half. And sooner or later, you could tell a goal was coming. Thomas Partey played the ball over the top into, I think it was Urian Timber. He passed it into Odegaard, who should have hit it first time with his right foot. Laid it to Declan Rice, who shot over the bar. That was the kind of clearest opening we had the whole game. And then Martinelli running down the line, tried to put a cross in. De Ligt put it out for a corner. And in this game, that was looking like the most likely outcome. Every corner we were putting in was a danger. And this delivery from Declan Rice was spot on the money. To the near post, Urian Timber stepped across his man, heads it in, 1-0 to Arsenal. Then Man United tried to react, brought on Marcus Rashford, who else was it? Xerxes and Lenny Yoro. Lenny Yoro, he looked promising for Manchester United. But once again, they were undone from another set piece. This time to the back post. Saka's delivery, Thomas Partey got the first contact, and it came off William Saliba's backside. 2-0 Arsenal. Job done. 3 points. Liverpool dropped points. 7 points behind. Now we'll go into the 5 takeaways. You guessed it. Here it is. Oh, yeah. Corner. Hey. Them corners. The corners. Nicolas Jover. He is becoming an Arsenal legend. If he can deliver us a title, because he has been immense since he's come into Arsenal. We got him from Manchester City. He previously worked at Brentford. You know Brentford are good with set pieces. He was at Manchester City for 2 years, and then he came to Arsenal in the summer of 2021. Arsenal, we've scored 41 goals from corners since his arrival. 7 more than any other side. So you can see his impact. His impact on Arsenal is incredible. The 2 corners. Man United hadn't conceded 2 corners since 10 years ago. So, you know, Nicolas Jover is special. They even tried to practice corners in the warm-up. Look, you can see, here's the clip. And what they were practicing, that weren't even the way Arsenal take their corners. They should have known. We have our players at the back post. They run across, and that's where the damage usually happens. But he's been there since 2021. In the first 2 years, we had 20 goals from corners. That averages 10 a season. But since the start of last season, 22 goals. We are going crazy. 7 more than anyone. And it's not even been 2 seasons. We've upped our game from set pieces under him. He could easily match what he done in those first 2 seasons this season alone. The man needs a pay rise. He is a genius. And Man United, they gave us 13 corners. They didn't have 1. So you just knew eventually the goal was coming. And imagine if Gabriel was playing. If Gabriel was on the pitch, that would have been a massacre. Lucky for Man United, he weren't there. So Nicolas Jover, Arteta, give him a pay rise. He's saving your bacon, mate. Second takeaway. Jakub Kiwior. I have to give him his praise. He came into this game. Majority of people, when they saw Arsenal's team, Kiwior, Zinchenko on that left-hand side, people were fearing the worst. And he didn't look out of place. He stepped in and he done a fantastic job. He won all his ground duels. 3. He won 2 out of his 3 aerial duels. He was doing very good. He done what he needed to do for Arsenal. 2 tackles as well. So Kiwior, you surprised me. You weren't sloppy as you usually are. And one of the passes he played, over the top to Trossard. It was a magnificent pass. When he was called upon, he done his job. And I don't really want to see him playing at left back again. That should be the only time he plays left centre back. Because when he's even right centre back, he looks a bit questionable. But he was comfortable on his dominant side, and Man United didn't have a sniff. So I have to give you praise. As we know, if Gabriel is suffering now, you can step in and fill his boots occasionally. Now, the third takeaway. Speaking of Kiwior, he is part of the defense, and that is what is the third takeaway. We have started to get our clean sheets again. Zinchenko was playing and he was pretty comfortable. Only one time he had a lapse in concentration and had to bring Ahmad down. Luckily for him, David Raya saved his bacon. But you can see that he's still a liability. That would have been a near perfect performance from the Arsenal defence. That was their first shot on target, 1 of 2. Previously, we'd conceded 15 shots on our goal, 15 shots on target in the previous 5 home games before the last 2. Now we've locked off everything. That is now only 2 shots conceded on target in the last 2 games. So that's averaging 1 a game. We were averaging, what's that, 2.2? Quite high. And I'm very, very happy. I need to see more clean sheets because, like I said, at home, we ain't looked the same. Only keeping 1 since the opening day of the season. 4 games, no clean sheets at home. Conceding to Leicester, Southampton. But now, we've locked off both teams that we've played, Forest and Man United. And now, I need to see more of that going forward. Hopefully, next game against Fulham, we can get another clean sheet. If not, we better get the win. So, well done, defenders. It's usually the attack that gets the credit, especially the last 2 games, scoring 10 goals. But now, you'll get your flowers. 4th takeaway. And part of the reason for that is Declan Rice. He has stepped up his performances. At the start of the season, he looked off it. Whether it's to do with the injury that he suffered, having the broken toe, whether it was fatigue from the Euros, I don't know what it was, but Declan Rice did not look the same. But now, over the last couple games, maybe the Chelsea game, it might be a couple of games prior to that, but I'm starting to see the Declan Rice from last season. Yes, we know he's limited in an attacking sense, but his deliveries from corners are outstanding. If you look at his heat map, you just take a look at the heat map, it's showing he took a lot of corners. He was there. How can his heat map show the corners? But it also shows that he was everywhere on the pitch. Declan Rice ranking 1st in the Arsenal team for tackles, 1st for ground duels won. first for aerial duels won. Actually, it was second for ground duels because Odegaard won quite a few. He won 5 to Declan Rice's 3. But he was everywhere, driving us forward up the pitch. There was one clip, him and Bruno Fernandes. I just see Bruno Fernandes chasing after him. He couldn't get near him. And when Declan Rice released the ball, he just like, fed up, frustrating the opposition. So this is the Declan Rice I need to see moving forward. I need more of this level. Because when he is doing what he does best, breaking up play, driving us from deep in our half up the pitch into the opposition's half, that is when he's at his best. So Declan Rice, I did criticize you at the start of the season, but now you're doing well, so you're gonna get your praise. Well done, Declan. The fifth and final takeaway. Gabriel Martinelli. Trossard, the left-hand side. This game, Martinelli was so frustrating for me. So frustrating. What we needed in this game was the left-hand side to step up. I said in the preview, they're going to devise a plan to stop Bukayo Saka and Odegaard playing. And that first half, it worked a treat. The chances were coming to Martinelli. The corner, when Zinchenko shot, then it came to him. Wasteful. One-on-one with Harry Maguire. Wasteful. I don't think he should be a starter for Arsenal. No, I don't think. He should not be a starter for Arsenal. But I do believe he has a role at the club. He should be an impact player. The last 30 minutes, that is where he should be playing for Arsenal. Only the last 30 minutes, occasional games when he's on form, but not every game. But I can see why Arteta plays him, because defensively, he puts in such a shift that I can't doubt him for. I can't doubt his lack of effort, his lack of trying. But attacking, he's wasteful. And him and Garnacho, I was thinking, well, yeah, these two are like brothers. But I was thinking, Garnacho probably has more output than him. But then I needed to check it and see it for myself. So I decided to go and compare the two, because the only way we are going to see if our eyes are tricking us or we're just being biased is by checking the stats, because on the eye test, it's very, very poor from him. When he's dribbling, his head's down. He's lacking the IQ that you need. These fundamentals you need, head down and just driving. All teams are saying, just let them play to the left. They got nothing there. And you can't mask it. We can't hide it. This is a big issue. But what do? Because at the moment, we've only got Trossard. Trossard, he's not really doing anything. And like I said, you look at the stats for Leandro Trossard and Martinelli. Martinelli, more shots, penalty, better shooting accuracy, more shots on target, more assists. It's not really good. It's poor. Better crossing accuracy, more take-ons completed, better take-on success, more duels won, ground duels won. Ground duel success. So you can see, from defensive standpoint, he's better. And even attacking, he's been better this season. And when I compare that to Garnacho, who I was comparing Martinelli with, you can see Martinelli's clear. He is clear. Better shooting accuracy. Garnacho, more shots on target, but that's because he takes more shots. Martinelli, more winning goals, a better conversion rate, more assists, more chances created, better crossing accuracy, most metrics. He is above him, so I was a bit harsh. He's not on his level. He's a lot better than Garnacho, but I compared it to someone who we are up against. Luis Diaz and Liverpool. You just look at this. These metrics are very, very sad to look at. It's literally every metric that Luis Diaz clears Gabriel Martinelli. Only to take on success. But I'm guessing that's because Luis Diaz is always running at his man. Always going after his fullback. And the ground jewel success, that's it. Nothing else. So, what we need is a left winger, probably in January. It's either a left winger or a striker. But, like I said, we can't mask it. This is a big, big issue at Arsenal. And I will be very, very upset if we don't go into the window this summer and address this. We can't keep hiding the fact that this is becoming a problem, that we're very one-sided. It's the right side or it's corners. Surely it needs to be both sides of the pitch, because then it frees up the middle. Then Odegaard will have more space in the middle. But yeah, guys, those were the 5 takeaways and the match reaction to the Arsenal vs Man United game. Great victory. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe to the channel. Bless people.